It's Wes and Ace on the Brisco and Big Ace Show.
All right, people. V-Styles and your boy Chip from a.k.a. Jungle Rock Jr. Beat for the future. Let's go, jump.
This ain't no laugh or no joking matter. She'll be slaughter any boy, anywhere for after. Who always like chatter and run them out. If they run them out and out of town, they better leave before we burn the show.
Right.
This ain't no laugh or no joking matter.
Ain't no laughing matter.
No, man. Oh, man, that riff never gets old. Oh, man. V-Styles always be laying it down. Them new beats, always, man. We got to get him to do a new song for us. But I always get down on that song, so it's kind of hard to change it up.
I like it, man. I do. I like that song. I don't know if I ever want to change it. We'll see. Yeah, man. We're back for another show. Chris is already hanging out with us. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, Chris. What's up, dude? I'm glad, man. I'm trying to make this time better. Of course, we got Tina. Yeah. What up?
What's up, Dustin?
Oh, Dustin.
Brother. Yeah, man. What's up? How are you surviving this whole quarantine?
Man, it has been crazy. I mean, it's really changed the way we live our life now. I mean, I thought we were going to hold on one second. Did you get that link, Ace? Our guest, Mr. Justin's having a little trouble getting into the show. We're trying to get Justin Credible, our guest for tonight. LinkedIn, he just tweeted me. I have, as you guys don't know, I don't do my social media at all. Big Ace does it, so I was seeing if you saw that message he sent out.
Yeah, that's actually something else. That's actually not him. So we can keep going. Yeah, that was someone else just replying to that, to the link. That's all right. There's just no link to the actual show, but I'll send one out here as we keep going. But anyways, what were you just saying?
I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, no, we were talking about how you're surviving quarantine action.
Oh, quarantine. Okay, so yeah, it's just crazy to actually see everyone but here's the crazy thing for me is I've seen it at different levels. Like I was in Puerto Rico before everything kind of got shut down in the U.S. Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. It's just counted as a territory. But we were there, and they shut down the whole island before they shut down the United States, which we thought that was weird. And then I come back here, and now it's full shutdown here. Now they're only allowing – in Puerto Rico, they were doing this. That was probably over a month ago. And then they just now started doing this in Florida where they're only allowing 10 people into the grocery store at a time.
Man.
And then they have it all blocked off. It's actually pretty crazy, pretty intense. I've never seen it like this. And to see – the worst thing is seeing all my friends and talking to all my friends that are getting fired or going unemployed or having to lose their jobs because of – everything that's been going on. And I just want it all to end, man. I just want everything to go back to normal. And my brother lost his job. So, I mean, it's hitting everywhere. I'm not just saying it to try to get some. I mean, my brother lost his job. Me and Ace pretty much know someone that might have lost their lives to this disease. We don't know for sure, but he sure did get sick and passed away at the right time. And, it's kind of me and Big Ace is kind of seeing it from all the spectrums. And it's just pretty heavy. And I'm glad that everyone's somewhat obeying by the rules and regulations. I mean, I went down to the downtown Orlando. I had to run some errands, and I went by a park, and the park was slammed. So then I'm like, okay, these people are definitely not 6 feet apart.
Right.
And it's definitely these people are on top of each other, and their families with little kids and everyone and it's such a dense area that there were so many people in one area that I was just like, man, that's not good. And like, I know you guys see me post pictures of me going fishing, but you gotta understand, like, I'm on a boat or I'm on a dock that has 2 people on it. That's it. We're not around masses of groups of people. I don't condone that. I wouldn't put myself. And then you see pictures. I posted some stuff of me surfing. Guys, when I go to the beach, it's not like the typical, yeah, bro, we're going to the beach. We're going to set up a tent and crack some beers and sit on the beach. No, like, Big Ace has even seen it. Like, I pretty much put on my wetsuit, go to the beach or go in the water, surf, get in my car, and we go home. There is no like
business.
No, there is no like, I don't hang out. I don't have a huge group of people with me. And that's why like a lot of people have said, oh, well, why are they letting them surf? I mean, that's my activity. I've had so many knee surgeries that I can't physically run. And that's my way of staying. I haven't been to the gym in 5 weeks. And, you know, like, that's my activity to stay fit. And, you know, like, I don't condone people going to the beach or like whatever, but if that's in your backyard, so I got to plug up before my computer dies. But if that's in your backyard and because I abide by the rules of, you know, not having a huge group of people.
Right.
I mean, because they did outlaw surfing for a second. And that's the reason why we left Puerto Rico, is because they outlawed surfing and we had to get out of there because it got pretty boring and you can't do nothing. And they were actually patrolling the streets during the daytime where if you didn't have groceries in your car, you're going to jail. I got actually footage of that I will post on our YouTube channel of the U.S. Marshal telling us they're going to take us to jail.
Jeez.
You know? So I've seen it and I've experienced now the whole thing. And I just want it all to stop. And I want everything to go back to normal. I just, you know, and like I said, on Overkill, it's like when you guys see me post pictures of me surfing and fishing, know that I'm not out there partying on the beach, and I'm not there. It's me and one other person, and we're out surfing together, and like we're in, out of the water and out. What up, homie? Sorry, guys, I went on the rant. I can't say what's up to everybody, but we see you.
A lot of people hanging out. Chris, George, Tina.
Yeah.
My boy Eric, what's up? That's my cousin right there. Juan, what's up, cuz?
What's up, Juan? How you doing, my friend?
Oh, yeah. What?
Oh, so like, back to the story.
Yeah.
So today, or yesterday, I went surfing. And, you know, they have all the beaches blocked off where you can't park unless you know the secret spots to park, or your car will get towed, or they'll write you a $500 ticket. At times of need right now, that's what they're doing to people. But I guess that's going to discourage people from parking illegally and going onto the beach. So if you don't know a secret spot to park, or you don't have a friend that lives on the beach, you can't surf there. So we're going down and we jump the thing and we come down and there's a cop standing on the beachway. We're like, whoa. I'm like, man, wonder if he's going to let us like pass by, or we got to sneak down because there's other people surfing and we know it's not against the law. He looks at us and he goes, what are you doing? And I go, oh, we're just exercising. And he goes, all right. And he goes, stop. And we didn't see this. I guess since there's no like people sitting on the beach, they're doing all this weird construction on the beach. They had probably 20 dump trucks full of sand going back and forth, redoing the dooms and putting on piping. So it was pretty insane, like seeing all these like vehicles go back and forth, like construction workers, and they're like, stop. Okay, you got to bolt to the water because all these huge 18-wheelers somehow are going up and down the beach, dumping off sand, all patrolled by these cops on four-wheelers. It was like a pretty gnarly scene. Like, I thought we were like in Apocalypse Now, where that scene is where they're like, you can go surf during the war and the guys are out there surfing.
No, right.
That movie, but it's
that's
pretty
great
cool
because like here, I feel like they're going to do more road construction. This is going on since no more will be out on the roads. Which
people, how about this? How crazy are the people driving now?
I mean, yeah, people just don't.
People are going like 100 miles an hour. I mean, they already drive fast in Florida, especially.
I was going to say, you have it way worse than I do up here, though, when it comes to that, because Florida drivers are just crazy already.
Yeah. So did Justin ever? Is he gonna hit us up or what?
I don't know. He might be having some issues. I don't know. We've sent him a couple links, so all he has to do is click and join on. Hopefully he'll get to that. Just
I'm gonna text him right now.
Yeah, shoot him another text. Just let him know we're up and going.
Actually, I'm sending you his number so you have it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, it's super crazy. Like, because in Minnesota, here, Minneapolis, just closed already. The parks, beaches, and stuff like that for the next, and like city pools won't open this summer up there.
Our pools, everything's been shut down. Our pools and everything have been shut down for a very long time. Like everything's shut down. Like, I mean, every major store, the only thing that's available is getting a haircut. I mean, you can't even get a haircut. Is the grocery store and pharmacies and food. That's it. That's the only thing open.
Sorry, yeah. I mean, and that's it. And like you said too, they're doing that here now too, where I just seen most of the stores are now limiting the amount of people that can go in and shop. It's only going to be a few people at a time. I'll tell you what, like delivery or just pickup services are going to be super busy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I don't even want to really go to the store if I don't have to, I'd rather just order it and have them have it out at the curb for me when I pull up, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's super crazy.
Well, why don't we get into some wrestling? What did you think about WrestleMania?
WrestleMania. Let's get into it. Yeah, it was so we already talked about how this was going to be weird. It was weird. I'll tell you, it so didn't feel like a WrestleMania week. And the reason I know this is because this is the first time that I can ever remember that. Like, I didn't even watch Raw, the go home Raw for Mania this year. I just I had no interest the way they've been running the Raw formats and SmackDown formats while this whole shelter in place is going on and a lot of things are shut down. To me, I think I don't know. I just would like to see more of an actual show and not just recycled stuff and spend an hour and a half showing matches from last year. And then just show me packages about what we're going to see at Mania. That's basically what they've been doing on TV. So for me, I just was like, I'm not even going to watch this. I'll wait till about an hour in and check it out online. And if people are talking like Raw is awesome, I'm going to join it. If not, and it didn't seem like that was the deal. So already this weekend, I was sitting around like, man, it's hard to believe WrestleMania is going on right now.
And that's kind of crazy hearing that from you because you're a huge wrestling fan, and hearing from you saying that I didn't even watch the beginning, like the Raw leading up to Mania, is kind of weird hearing it from your voice because of how hard of a diehard wrestling fan you are. But things have changed so much where not having that live audience has really dampened wrestling a lot in a lot of different ways and starting to hurt it. I mean, you can see it in AEW and you can see it in a bunch of other things, but it's just really taking its toll out on wrestling. It's really hurting it, and I don't know how they're gonna come back from it because it's starting to take its toll on just trying to watch it.
Yeah, it's sorry. Yeah, it's been, like I said, it just didn't feel like it. The shows like with AEW, at least on Dynamite, they're still doing a show. You're still getting 2 hours of matches with some promos. They're not just, they're not, I don't want to say cheaping out, but kind of feels like what was happening. But I understand too, you're trying to put on this massive show that you do every year. Things have to drastically change. And you're trying to do a lot. Oh, here we go. Anyways, so you can't do a lot. It's just a lot of stuff that's changing around before you go into this major show, and then you got to kind of figure out what you're going to do. So I think our guest is joining in here real quick.
Oh, nice.
I'm in real quick here. Yo, yo, yo.
Oh, yeah, that's my homie. What up, big dog? Yeah.
You got us?
Hello? Well, he was on for a second. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm here. I'm trying to connect to my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, what's up,
I'm
big
here.
dog?
I'm sorry, guys.
No worries, man. What's
I'm
up?
doing good, buddy. You're looking good, man.
Man, I haven't
I'm
seen
hanging
him in
in.
like 5 weeks, man. I've just been, just chilling,
God bless you, man. I miss you.
Man,
It was great seeing. It was great being with you last time we saw each other, man. I miss you so much, dude.
Dude, it was crazy, man. We fully had a cool bonding experience, and like a lot of guys don't get to like. I feel like a lot of the younger talent don't really miss these opportunities of like just being able to get in the car with someone or just in the locker room and shoot the shit with somebody. Like everyone, like all the new workers these days, they don't take time to like see the vets or the people they looked up to and actually get to talk with them and like actually like shoot the shit with them and learn from them. Like I feel like
Yeah.
getting that opportunity to get to hang out with you is like one of the best things ever. Like I learned so much just getting the chance to shoot the shit with you, man. And that was the coolest thing. Is just not just even talk about wrestling, but just talk about life in general. How to grow up pretty much.
And it's so special to me too because you're an important person in my life. We have so many connections throughout the business with your dad and just with everything. Like so many shared experiences, and I miss that, and I love talking about it. And people don't understand, I guess, that it is a bonding experience to just outside of the business, just to talk as human beings. Like we are all one here. You know what I mean? It's like I know it's weird. It sounds corny, but I totally enjoyed hanging with you. And you're like, we're so alike in so many ways. You're such a leader. In the locker room, that about you. You're such a strong heart and strong soul. Like you're just, it was just a great time. I really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, man. Well, I really appreciate you joining the show, man. And just, I was doing a little homework before, had you on, and just seeing all your accomplishments and everything that you achieved is just, you've achieved so much in the wrestling world. It was pretty cool to, be able to call you my friend, knowing that you're heavyweight champion. Sometimes like, I have a big passion for this business, and being able to get to hang out with the CWA champion. I mean, that's some pretty cool things,
It was one thing I must say. It was especially back in the 90s. I know I'm dating myself here, but back then it was just a special time where there was, it was just the reason ECW even happened was WWF. I was a part of the old WWF, and like it was they were guys like Mantar and even myself, Aldo Montoya, guys that were like antiquated, like nobody wanted to see that stuff. WCW was doing like some the same kind of stuff, and ECW brought it back to the Terry Funks, and like your dad Jerry, and like the old school real wrestling. And I think that's what the fans really enjoyed, and that's what we tried to bring to them. We tried to just be different, and I was just blessed, man, just to be part of it. And it was just, I was right place, right time.
And that's one of the things that I thought was always so cool about ECW was that you guys were able to have everything. You guys had the high flyers, you had the snug, the technical, good wrestlers, and then you had the hardcore wrestlers. It wasn't just hardcore. You guys had such a cool variety of different wrestlers and characters that just made ECW so fun to watch. It's because when you mix all that talent together, it just brings out just the best TV ever. And you could really see each other's passion of how to outdo each other. And you guys were outdoing each other in different forms, in different art forms, because you guys were all painting a different picture the whole time. And that was one of my favorite things about ECW.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
Yeah, and that's I mean that's very true. I mean that's really what it was is um, everything that was missing in wrestling from the big companies. We just like it wasn't me obviously, but like Paul Heyman, like he's like let's just bring it back to what it used to be. Like we had Dusty in, we had Terry Funk, and I mean we had so many guys that really molded the business from before and taught us young guys how to do it. And it was just a great time, a unique time. And I wish like somewhere somehow it could be brought back. I thought AEW could do it, but as I see the product, I'm not so sure anymore. But nonetheless, I digress. But it's still it's just a great time in the business, man.
I
Yeah,
definitely feel like it's a time that will never be recreated.
yeah, I don't think you can recreate that.
I mean, I think it could because we today have so much technology. Like, look, us three guys, we're sitting here chatting on online, right? We're live. Back then, we had to have a television company to put us out there. Now you could put it on Twitch, you could put it on YouTube, you could do whatever. So there's a lot of opportunity. I just think there's not a lot of it lacks the creative force of someone that can really. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking
Okay,
shit,
well,
but I just think it could be done.
yeah, I will see, and I agree with you. But I feel like what is lacking is that there's not enough vets that stand up to tell these guys, hey, don't do this, and here's the reason why. A lot of these guys are giving them a little too much freedom, which
Right.
is not you don't have. So like, I'm a big historian of wrestling. Back in the old days, the agents used to actually be former wrestlers. My dad used to be an agent. And
Yeah.
he would never dictate the wrestlers' matches. He would just say, hey, can you just go over some things? And he would listen. And he thought whatever maybe didn't work, he would like, well, look at this idea. Maybe you guys try it this way.
Right.
And it was the leadership. And the guys actually respected the old timers because they've been there. They've done it. They've drawn it. And the reason they're telling you is because they probably tried it and it didn't work. So that's the reason why they're, and I feel like I love AEW, but I feel like it lacks its leadership. It lacks someone saying, "Hey, boys, like, come on, man, let's not do that." And I mean, you see Jericho and Cody, they have their good stuff, but yet they've been on WWE. They've had their mentors. They've had those agents. They know the correct way to what works on TV, what doesn't work on TV, what works on house shows don't work on TV, But do you feel the same kind of that it's lacking its leadership roles backstage, that they're giving too much freedom? I mean, what's your opinion?
I totally feel that way. And what I've heard, unfortunately, is because they have a lot of guys there. They have Jim Ross, Jerry Lynn, Tully Blanchard, Billy Gunn, Arn Anderson. And from what I hear, and again, this is hearsay. I'm not saying this is truth. First of all, this is secondhand knowledge, first of all. But from what I hear is the kids just aren't willing to listen. And to go back on your point, your father, Jerry Brisco, was such a huge part in my life. In mentoring me, for example, he was just such a pool of knowledge, and he really cared. He really cared, and that's why Wes and I connect, I think, so well. Is through Jerry, is because it really mattered to me, like because this is a man who was one of the greatest of all time, ever. Telling me, like giving me advice, like really, like hello, like it's just special. And I don't think these youngsters understand, like, maybe it's time to step back. Like, I know what you guys do is great and it's special and it's cool, but like maybe step back and look at the business from a a historical standpoint and realize where we are and what you guys can do to further our business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Well,
then you and I spoke like what it was like 5-6 weeks ago in Florida, man. We were together, and it was we spoke the same thing, man. It's the kids got to listen, man, to some degree.
So I want to know some things. So when you were doing all the long trips on the road, what were you jamming out to? Like, what were you listening to in the car? Like, what were you? Like, what were some of the stuff that you were like? Because I think a lot of us all have our songs that when we get in the car with a couple of our buddies, we kind of like crank up, and then like now you kind of hear them, and it kind of brings back memories of like who was in the car or where you were at for certain songs. What were some of the songs that kind of like when you hear on the radio now kind of remember of like, damn, I was in the car with this man, and it was just a wild ride,
Bob Seger, Turn the Page.
Nice.
Okay.
That's an old school talking about the road. That was me, Razor, Triple H, X-Pac. Also like we used to listen to like old Kid Rock when Kid Rock first came out. I know it sounds corny now. Probably I'm outdating myself. Pearl Jam. Love Pearl. I'm a rock guy. I love rock and roll. So, but that kind of stuff, Metallica, of course.
Nice. Did you ever get to go to any like shows when you were at like? I know. I mean, it's so hard to go to see concerts when you're on the road 24/7. But every once in a while, there's always that time where you can link it at the right time. You're at the right place, at the right city, at the right time, and you got the right day off.
I got the best story for you. LA 2000, we were doing the LA Olympic Auditorium for ECW, and the night before, Kid Rock, Metallica, Korn at Lincoln Park played at the LA Coliseum, and we were friends with Joey C and Kid Rock at the time, before Joey C passed away, the little guy from Kid Rock, and we were all there, a bunch of us, me, Rob Van Dam, Sandman, a couple of other guys, but just to be on stage as like Metallica is playing.
You were on stage? That's so dope.
Dude, it was the cool. I mean, it was just. I never had goosebumps, but literally, I was on stage, and they're playing Fade to Black. I don't know if you guys know this. And the lights went down, and we're talking about 70,000-80,000 people in this stadium. It was a mega show, and I'm on the stage, and the lights go down. I'm looking at James Hetfield. And they're doing the dun 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 dun, dun, and I'm like, goosebump, man. It's nothing like wow. It's like Jesus Christ. It's like it was. I wish I could have those moments again. Like you don't realize when you have those moments how special they are. Like, but today it's like God. If I could just go back for 1 second, like it was just a really cool experience. You know what I mean? Like I'm a mark, dude. I love that kind of stuff.
And that's what I kind of tell people. Like, I feel like a lot of the younger generation I try to show is like, go outside and go do things. Like, don't if you see the opportunity to like go see a band or go to the Grand Canyon or just go do things, go adventure and go because to be honest with you, the greatest things in life are these memories that we can sit back on the couch and we can think about and enjoy and reminisce of the good times. And to create those good times, we got to go out and have fun. Like I was so happy to be able to create so many good memories and, stories with you. And, of course, our friendship's going to keep going on and we're going to have more to talk about. But it's just, it's just telling people, just don't be scared or like, get off your phones, talk to people, go have fun, live your life, enjoy things because life's too short and all you got is memories. I mean, everything else will fade away, but what's in your mind and your memories is going to stay forever,
And then it's so important, dude. What you're saying is so true, especially to people in the wrestling business. Mm-hmm. I mean, what you just said is my whole life, my whole truth. Like all I have are memories, beautiful memories. Like I said, when we were talking in Florida back then a couple weeks ago, like just scuba diving with your dad outside of South Africa.
Yeah, so
You
tell.
know.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
You gotta tell my partner this story. Because
No, I mean, we were blessed. This is a long time ago. I'm dating myself, but this was 1995. It was me, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and maybe somebody, a couple other guys. But Jerry Brisco literally was the scuba instructor. Like that's his thing, and we literally went out on his guidance and with him, and they literally shot a I don't know what they call it, but they should use a thing where they shoot the line down to the end of the ocean, so we could have the line. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a little anchor line, so you can guide.
Yeah. So we could, because the sea was very dark.
Where
we were
to the bottom, and then it would
yes, and we followed Jerry, and it was just so amazing. And I have pictures somewhere, like literally, like pictures, not like cell phone pictures, but like real pictures of like me, Taker, Sean, Jerry, like in our fucking gear going down.
I've seen one, and I believe it's all you guys are sitting on the boat.
Yes.
And you can see the desert and everything behind you. They're like, you see like the desert, like all in the background, and it's all you guys just like, you could just
chill.
You guys are like, the look on you guys' faces were just like, I believe Taker was the only one that was just kind of like, had like the nervous kind of like
look.
Yeah. And all you guys were just like, let's do it. Because
it was so much, man.
Well, I believe because
great times, dude.
I believe it was because you guys were stuck there for a while, and that says the morale was getting kind of low. And my dad was like, "Man, I gotta take the boys and allow them to go do something to get the morale up, because they've been kind of you could tell you guys just have been worked hard. It's just kind of getting at the end of the tour where everybody's getting a little cranky. Everyone's starting to." You could tell people's nerves are starting to get a little agitated, and you guys need something just to be,
Yep. And that was the thing, and it was beautiful. And that's something I'm talking about it 20-something years later, because that's something I'll never forget. And I owe that to Dad. Like he's such a cool man, such a good. He ribbed me hard, though. I'll tell you one thing, Jerry ribbed me hard. But in a loving way, because I was the young boy, I was the kid. I was 20-something years old, 21, 22. But I have such an endearing respect and love that I can never repay that, because I see what it means and what it really means. And a lot of young kids, unfortunately, will never get that, but I appreciate it, and I love him. I wish I could say that to him today,
Oh, you are. He's watching. I can guarantee you that.
Great. We got some questions coming in. So I'm gonna throw a couple of these up. Kyle, our friend Kyle from Wisconsin, wants to know, who did you like facing in ECW?
Well, probably one of my best opponents was Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn was just one of the best. Constant professional. It's so easy. I mean, he could do it all. So just getting in the ring with him, you knew especially when you get in, you're getting in on your gears, you're going to be safe, right? So you're not going to get hurt, and you're working with a true pro, and you're going to have a kick-ass match. So Jerry Lynn, but also, Dreamer, even Sandman. I mean, guys that were, everybody knew how to do business. Like once it got to the later stages in ECW, everybody was pretty, got the gig down. But Jerry Lynn, I would say, was the best.
Yeah, I have a question. Did you ever get in there with Tracy Smothers?
Oh God, yeah, Tracy would kill you, dude.
He loved me because he saw me beat up some. Oh, precious. He saw me beat up some dude at I forgot, we were at somewhere, and this guy was we're at a bar, and he was just picking on this little guy, and I was just kind of just over it, and the dude thought he was something, and Tracy's there. I said, Tracy, sit down. I am.
Wes,
Ever since
Wes
Tracy
got
was like, I love you, Wes. You're the coolest man ever. Like, me and Tracy.
I learned that real quick, man. Wes, you're a great dude. You know what, but that's endearing. That's a one of kind. You're a real good dude, man. A lot of people don't do that no more, man. That doesn't exist in these days, and people need that. People need people like that. And Tracy is one of those guys. He's old school, and I know he's going through a lot right now with cancer and stuff. And I, God bless him. I hope he's okay. And yeah, man.
He's one of my favorites, man. He's just man.
He don't lie. He don't lie. God
No,
Tracy.
and like every time we get together, the best thing about Tracy is like, Wes, we're always taking a picture together. Like I have probably, and that's the thing that I love is I probably got 30 pictures of me and Tracy together, and it's all like
that's awesome.
And
that's awesome.
Here's the crazy thing, guys, is he comes to the show an hour before the show, and he gets in the ring, and anybody that wants to get in the ring, he'll go in the ring and he'll teach. And you don't see that no more. And the worst part about it is how many people don't take advantage of it. They're too busy calling their spots in the back. And when you got a legend in the ring and just go in there, because there was an incident where I was at the Performance Center and Johnny Saint was there. And he is the guy that I've always looked up to. He's a phenomenal English style wrestler. And after class, he's like, hey, I'm going to stick around the ring for a little bit. Everyone left. I was the only one that stayed. And I got 45 minutes with Johnny Saint. And I learned so much cool holds and it was just me because people just don't take the opportunity when they got people like Tommy Dreamer or, Just Incredible or Tracy Smothers, someone that willing to help. Like people just don't seem to pick up the stick. They just don't. They're so stuck in their ways.
And that's unfortunately what I was hinting towards before is going on in AEW, where there are a lot of great people willing to help, but I don't think the young men and women are willing to listen because they are stuck in their ways. And that's a huge problem because I was always taught to look to, man, one time, here's a quick story and I'll make it real quick. It was 2009. There was an ECW reunion at the ECW arena. And myself, Terry Funk, and a young man that came up with me named Tony DeVito used to wrestle as the Baldies in ECW. We were up in the Eagle's Nest watching the first match, and Terry goes to me, God damn it, Justin. We're sitting here. We're the old timers, and nobody else is watching the matches but us. And think about that. Yeah. We're sitting there trying to watch because, we're on last, right? We're, me and Terry were working together. We're on last. And we're trying to figure out what's the crowd into, what they're not into.
I do the same thing. That's the
it's the problem. But nobody else was doing it, and they're just stuck with their own, And I mean, whatever, man. I can't change the world, but I just wish somebody would take heed to some of these cool lessons that are available.
Yeah. Ace, you got some questions to ask?
We do. We got another one, and I'm sure you can see this. But yeah, did you have any initial thoughts working with CM Punk for his debut match on WWE's ECW, or a sense that he was going to be a major player?
Yeah, I mean, Punk was super cool. I mean, he was fine. He was actually we tried to have a really good match. I believe we succeeded, and at the end, he actually came back through the curtain. And I think your dad was there, actually, when we came back through Gorilla. And Punk cried. He literally broke down in tears because he was so happy with the way it went, because it was, it was important to him. And I knew I was a transitional piece at that moment. But that's okay. That was my job at the time, was to put him over. And he was very happy. And I was very happy. The office was happy. And it kind of helped me, keep my job for whatever it's worth, But it was super cool. He was great to work with. Super cool.
That's awesome. Someone keeps asking about USA Pro. They want to see you guys go at it at USA Pro.
Well, either
I wish.
that or have me and Justin tag. I think we would be one hell of a tag. I mean,
I would
love
that.
Touch us. I mean, boy, because
Yeah.
we're swagger.
Hell yeah.
I would be honored, dude. It would actually. There's very few things in my life, in my professional life, I want to do, but working with you would be one of them. And I would actually get in fucking really good physical shape, whether to tag or whether to work with each other against each other. I would love that. That would be so dope.
Yeah, I think we could definitely do that. I'd definitely like to.
It would be an honor. It would be an honor, bro.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So how are you dealing with the quarantine and all this stuff that's going on? How are you dealing with all that?
And how's your family too?
Yeah, we're okay. I mean, I have a 20-year-old son. He just turned 20 2 days ago. He's home from college.
Happy birthday.
We're just kind of, we're hanging in. We're good. We're cool. We're just bored out of our minds.
He's the one with the podcast, right? Isn't he? Isn't
No. That's not him. That's not him. He's just, he hates wrestling. Actually, I think I scarred him early on with the business that he can't. But either way, he's home from college. We're all dealing with it. We're cool. It's just like we're all going stir crazy. I'm drinking way too much alcohol. To stay
what else is there to do?
Right? Yeah.
Bro, I'm losing my mind. I can only watch so much Netflix.
Yeah.
I've binge watched everything.
So where are you based out of? Where are you? New York?
I'm at Waterbury, Connecticut.
Connecticut. So
yeah, it's the shits. It's the shits. I've always lived here. I was born and raised here. It's not. It's I literally was born here. But yeah, it's which one it is. It's
but people are going crazy because like here in Florida, like people are going crazy. Like, is it like grocery stores everywhere? Like,
yeah,
people just freaking out.
There's no like today, for example, like I cook. I love to cook.
Me too.
I went to culinary school. I love to cook.
No way.
Yeah. 2006, I went to culinary school. I have a pork tenderloin in the oven right now, but like there's no chicken, there's no steak, no paper. What the fuck is with the paper towels and toiletries? Like really, of all things, like you're gonna stock up on paper towels and fucking toilet paper.
Oh, dude,
how much do you shit, dude?
We're having a cook-off because Ace will tell you I'm a cook.
Yeah,
I can cook. Like that's one of my things is I'm a cooker. Like I love cooking for people. Like that's one of my favorites.
Yes.
Cooking for other people so they get to actually, a lot of people
enjoy it.
Really, they don't cook for themselves. They kind of cook for other people, and then seeing their smile where they don't have to put a sauce on a steak or don't have to. They just eat it just how it is. It's kind of a compliment. You see them go, "Woo!" For cooks,
yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. And that's exactly the thing. Like I do it for I enjoy seeing my family smile on their face because my wife's a wonderful woman. She works hard and she kicks her ass, but I enjoy to cook. I don't she doesn't tell me to cook. I like to do it. Like you said, Wes, to provide that, like, oh shit, that's dope. It's
just like it's another way of
I just want to get some lobsters on the grill.
Dude, I can help you out with that. I went fishing a couple of days ago, and I got a couple of sheep's head. I got a snook, and I did the sheep's head where I scaled them all, gutted them, and then stuffed them full of garlic, cilantro, a couple oranges, a couple stuffing, a couple of peppers, and filled it back up, wrapped it in a banana leaf, and put it on the grill, and it took it off, and the meat just
that's dirty.
Phenomenal.
That's illegal right there. That's too good.
Yeah, that's the most.
I'm coming to your house now. I'm flying.
Dude, like I said, we're gonna have a cook-off. You don't need to get a hotel next time you're in Orlando, Florida. You just stay.
I'm never. Bro, I just want to hang out with you. Honestly, I love it.
That's great. Yeah. Well, because you were at the Atomic Show, right? That's where you guys were at together, Atomic Wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, once this is all done, you guys can get on one of those shows again. I'll have to come out for another weekend, Wes.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
want to see the cook-off. I need to be judging that.
Definitely do it because
I need to benefit. I need to
go down.
Someone else keeps asking about TNA. They want to know about your guys' times in TNA. Now, Justin, were you in TNA as well?
I was, yeah.
Did you guys cross paths there at all?
No, Wes and I never. I don't believe we ever crossed paths professionally, other until very recently.
Okay.
You know, but I was in TNA more for like that bullshit ECW reunion stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I had one thing I did do. I think it was 2004, 2005. If I'm not mistaken, where Jerry Jarrett was doing the Tuesday night TNA thing. Jerry Lynn and I had a feud that was really still very much, as a wrestling fan, like really good stuff. Like we did really great match, in my opinion, at least. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but we did some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
But towards the end, it was just at the time, it's a place to go. You know, it was an alternative. It was a place to work. I was very grateful. Still am. It is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was cool.
Wes, you got anything to say about TNA?
My time. I learned a lot because I was able to be like, I was connected with Kurt Angle. Everything that Kurt Angle did, I had to do because we had a feud. So every house show, everywhere, I even was driving Kurt. Everywhere, even though we were feuding each other, which we, as heels of Bayface, I went everywhere with Kurt. I pretty much shadowed Kurt. My dad was just like, go everywhere, offer to drive, just, and I learned so much of just ring presence, of not wasting one single step. Not like if I step in the ring and mean something, I don't hit or paddle. There is no, every movement I do, even if I grab the ropes, everything has a meaning. I just don't do whatever. Everything has a meaning and everything has a reaction to whatever I'm doing, which is something that it took a while for me to learn that, and being connected with Kurt and Kurt going, okay, what 3 moves? I tell Kurt 3 moves. I just listen. I go out there and he'll call my 3 moves for me, but he'll call them in the right spot. Of course, he'd let me take over or do whatever, but I'm talking about 3 major moves, 3 big, huge, what the fuck moves. He would tell me. I tell him, he'd put them in, and we just go out there and call it. He wouldn't go over anything. It would just be like, call it out there. Even when we had, even our main event steel cage match for a pay-per-view, we pretty much called everything in the ring except for the big cage high spots. The rest of it was pretty much everything was in the ring. I just shut up and listen to Kurt, and Kurt just, I would say, oh, let me do it. And he'd be like, yeah. Or he'd say, no, shut up, and just punch the shit out of me or German me. I think he German me 9 times that night. But, you win some, you lose some. I got to at least throw it out there every once in a while. Like,
No, I haven't worked with Kurt as much as you have. I worked with him a couple of times, and I remember I worked with him in 2006 when the fake ECW was going to WWE, and I was his debut match, and I was supposed to be, the ECW icon, just incredible, and wrestling Kurt Angle. Dude, he beat the living shit out of me. He fucking. I'd never been hit that hard in my entire career, and I love Kurt. I don't get me wrong. I love him. He's a great, awesome human being, but boy, he laid it in, man. Holy shit! Go ahead.
Did you ever wrestle Sting?
No.
Because I was going to ask you, see, when I wrestled Sting, it was kind of crazy, and I wanted to get other people's opinion. I had to call everything. Like, I even had to come back to him. Like, I don't know if it was maybe time or whatever, and when I was there, but that's why I've been trying to get other people's opinion on it. But I would literally wrestle Sting, and he'd be like, Wes, I forgot what, and I'd call, go to the corner, stinger splash, feed elbow. And, of course, I know all this stuff, just off of my head, just as being a fan, and, of course, being a professional. And, I always want to know. But every time I worked with him, I had to call even his comeback, like from A to B. I'd be like, hit me down, tag out.
Yeah.
And it was weird. I didn't know if you had that same.
No, but I've had similar experiences, like in ECW, for example. I brought when Razor Ramon Scott Hall was in between WCW and WWE. I had a little bit of power in ECW, and I was like, "Yo, Scott, you want to come work with me?" I was the ECW champion. I'm like, "Yo, come up."
You're the man.
Well, I mean, not like that, but I was like, I wanted to.
Let's get it straight. You were the man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, straight up, like, it goes down in history. There is no taking that away from you.
I know, but I don't like to say that. I don't like to say
you don't need to say it, but as me just being a fan, as me being who I am, I want to say it, and I want to make sure. I want you to know that I think that you are the man. Like, I don't want to wait till something bad happens for me to be like, "Oh man, Justin, incredible." I'd rather tell you right now, I was a fan of you. I was like, I can't tell you how many matches I watched. Those Jerry Lynn matches were some of my favorite. Like, I keep smiling every time you were talking about it, but I want to tell you now, while we can, that I am a fan of you. Like, you were the man, and there ain't nothing that you can ever take away from that. And that's just coming.
I was just, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I was just a young kid stuck in the moment, trying to do good because I love the business. And I was like, Scott was a friend at the time. He's not my friend anymore. And we don't even need to talk about that because he's.
Nah, we don't talk about negativity. It's all positivity.
But at the time, I was stuck in trying to be in that clique thing. And I was like, "Yo, come work for ECW. You're not doing anything." So we had this arena in Poughkeepsie called the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, which was very famous for a lot of old WWF and WWE television tapings that even Aldo was a part of. I mean, it's old school, like Bruno and shit like that. And I was headlining it, so I'm like, "Reyes, come up here.
Headline.
Have a one." Yeah, dude. And it was so funny because this was still when he was in his prime. Like, he's right out of NWO. And we had a fucking killer match, but I had to do the same thing you're talking about with Sting. I'm like, he's like, "What are we doing, kid?" Like, "Just follow me, bro." Boom, boom, just. And it's surreal because I'm like, you're kind of somebody I look up to, but like I didn't feel right calling the shit.
I felt the same way.
You know what I'm saying, Russ?
Yeah.
Right.
It felt weird, but it felt good that he trusted me, knowing that he could give me the ball and I could take care of it. You know what I mean?
And you did. And that's good for us. Again, it's almost like a passing of the torch, though, because these guys can't hold on to the ball forever. Right? No. They're out of the game. It's that's the whole thing I always say to a lot of people is when did our time come and pass? Like, I'm 46, my time is come and pass, but it's because some of the old timers held on for too long, right? And we never had our real shot to shine.
And I agree.
That's a whole nother deal. But
I know we could probably go into a whole nother thing. That's the reason why I think WWE is failing. Is that
absolutely
they talent over, and
absolutely.
If you want to create superstars, you have to let some of these younger talent get the wins over these Goldbergs and over these,
in 19, listen, there's one quick thing, and I don't want to, just the reason I'm saying this, I don't want to forget it, because I forget real quick. In 1997, as I was exiting WWE, Taker was retiring in 97. 2020, hello, where are we? Hello, still the same, you know what I mean, man? And again, I'm not saying Marks does a great job, no disrespect, but come on, dude. You're retiring in 97, yet you're still running around in 2020. where are the kids at? What's going on here?
And
It's hurting the business.
I agree with you 100%.
We had this conversation on our last episode, Wes, when we talked about the Mania card, and we got to that match with him and AJ, and your opinions on.
And well, the thing is too, but at the same time, they've done such a poor job of making up their young roster. I quite frankly want to see Undertaker, because I don't give two shits about Seth Rollins or any of those other guys. And again, they're phenomenal workers. They're fucking 10 times better than I ever was. It's not about that. It's about the way they're presented to the public, not about talent. There's
no more vignettes. There's no more building. Like, I miss the vignettes. I miss watching and developing how they used to develop talent. They would spend time. They would do vignettes. They'd let you get to know the person. They would want you to get invested into the person you were watching, and not just throw some gimmick on, throw some tights, and say bing, bing, boom. They actually take time and say, hey, like, we're going to do this vignette. We're going to build you. This is your direction. And kind of when I was there, they started losing that direction, where one minute you're wrestling here, and next minute you're wrestling someone else, and then next minute that storyline's crossed out. And you're like, how am I supposed to promote this, or how am I supposed to, like, in my eyes, when I'm building a story, depending on how many times I'm going to wrestle you, is what I'm going to do in that match. Because if I'm going to have a long feud with somebody, I'm not going to do everything. I'm going to say some things for later and build up the main match. So when we had that final match, everything is just like, holy moly. But now guys don't have that opportunity to build that platform and get that connection with your partner, because you're constantly wrestling different people, and you don't have that full storyline where, like, how I was connected with Kurt. I had to wrestle Kurt every single night. But then it got to where when we finally had our big blow-off steel cage match, we tore the fucking house down, And it was just because that having that connection and knowing, building that bond. And I feel like now it's just next minute, you're wrestling this guy. Next minute, you're wrestling this guy. There's no more long storylines. There is no more, like.
Burn is not a thing anymore.
No.
No, and even last night, I watched. I tried to watch WrestleMania both nights, and everybody worked really hard. All the guys and gals worked really hard, but the Firefly Funhouse. What the hell was that?
Okay,
Bray
thank
Wyatt
you.
Against John Cena. What the hell are we? I mean, I get it, like the Taker Boneyard. I know it had to be different because of the circumstances. You don't have a stadium full of people, blah, blah. Get it. Cinematography was cool shit. But this other thing with John Cena and Bray, what the fuck, man? That was just...
And Bray's such a talented guy.
So good. He's so good, dude. They're both good. I've worked with John. I've worked with Bray. They're both good, but just the creative is out of control, man.
It's not them. It's the creative. It's the non-wrestlers that are hired as writers and so-called whatever that dictate what goes on.
Yeah. And on this one, I feel like it just eliminated wrestling from that whole thing too.
And the writers won't write you in the next TV line, so you kind of always have to be to the writers. Hey, that's cool, but even though in your mind you're like, man, this is gonna suck. Like, but they've created where it's just a whole new platform, and that's just kind of,
But that's the thing, is where do the boys, somehow the boys have to say, fuck this. Mm-hmm. This is the shits. This isn't professional wrestling. I get it, whatever, but like, they're doing themselves a disservice. And I get it. Everybody needs a job. I wish I had a job, blah, blah. Everybody's worried about their jobs. And that's how it is up there. Everybody's walking on eggshells, right? They're just wanting to say, okay, I'll do whatever you want. But they're not doing themselves. I mean, back in the...
Oh, we kind of lost you for a second. Hello?
I wonder if I muted it.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, no, we lost you.
I think his mic's muted.
No, it's not actually.
Okay.
It's just my
All
my
right.
cell service sucks.
It's all good.
I'm actually, yeah. I'm sorry, but it is to the days of when do we say what, like, like back then you used to be like, no, this isn't working for me. Like, cause you are your own talent. Like in a way, you have to protect your own character. And I don't think anybody's doing that. Everybody's so intimidated, so scared, so worried for their jobs that nobody's actually taking a chance anymore. You know?
Yeah, I agree because I feel like I have to feel like Cena and Wyatt, at least for Mania, wanted to have some of a match. Like there wasn't even there was one move at the whole end of it, and the whole thing was just like a
Stupid. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was just,
people were praising it. That's what boggled my mind. I'm like, I'm watching WrestleMania to see a match. That was not a match.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just.
I mean, it's great for the boys. They didn't have to take a bump. And they had to pick a good payday for it. I mean, we'll give it up. Hey, we'll give it up to them for not having to take one. Probably one of the biggest paydays, but hey, I give it up to them for that one. I mean,
I do too, man. But like, they're not doing themselves. It just becomes. What are we talking about here? This isn't pro wrestling, and I get it. Times have changed. I understand. Everything evolves, but Jesus, man, it's just it was disappointing for me. I'm a fan. First and foremost, I watch this stuff. I love this stuff. And when I watched it, I was sitting there like confused, and and I'm willing to give liberties to creativity and to all that stuff. But come on, man, you guys are the top two. Some of the top two talents in the world. John Cena's making movies, and this is what we're getting from the WWE. Really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just weird. Strange times.
Yep.
Blame it on the coronavirus.
Hey, I was going to say the exact same thing. We'll blame it on the corona. But what's some things that you want to plug? Like, what's some of the places that people can keep up with you? I know this is a crazy time. I would be like, hey, what shows are you going to be on? But everyone really doesn't know when we're going to actually be able to wrestle again, and that kind of sucks for all of us. But where can people follow you? Like, what's your Instagram, your Twitter? What's the places that they can, make sure that they're always up to date with you and buy your merchandise, buy your shirts, maybe get some autographed 8x10s and help support Justin? How can they, get a hold of your merch and get a hold of you?
At PJ Polacco, the same with Instagram at PJ Polacco. One thing I do want to say is we have this website called wholeeffintruth.com. It's a 3-man show we're doing, like a storyteller show that we had to delay. Okay. It was myself, Shane Douglas, and Sandman. We are going for June 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, if available, if possible. If things are still open, that's very questionable because we've been planning on this for a long time. It's kind of like what Mick Foley does and what JR does. We're just going to talk about some old school stories from ECW on stage, and that's happening. And also, if you want, go to prowrestlingtees.com/justincredible. I have over 20 t-shirts, way more t-shirts than probably people want to fucking buy, but nonetheless, I have them.
So he has a design that you will like, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, they're definitely cool. But either way, I'm just and that's it, man. That's all I'm doing, and hopefully we could all stay safe and healthy. And Wes, I'm coming to your town, man. We're hanging out. We're doing some cooking, dude.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. And I just want to say what an honor it was.
So much.
Dude, I miss you too. I mean, what an honor it was just to, now be able to call you a friend and just to be able to share those car rides that we had. And, I just want to thank you out of the bottom of my heart. And I just want to tell you how much I respect you and how much, I followed your career and how much I truly, truly do respect you as a man, as a human being, as everything you have done in the business and outside the business, man. You got enough but respect and love. That's coming from me, man. I just want to tell you.
Thank you. It means the world to me, especially coming from you, brother. You know that. You know that. I love you, man. Thank you.
I love you too.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, thanks, Justin, for coming on, hanging out with us, man. It is a true honor to have you on our show. Yeah, man. And thank you for everything, man. Like, dude, the ECW show, I still watch those to this day, especially in quarantine now. It's like I'm gonna run back the old pay-per-views. So yeah, man, thanks for tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you to everybody else that was commenting and hanging out with us. Guys, watch us on Twitter. That's how you know. Twitter, Facebook, the Brisco and Big Ace Show. Again, we don't plan this out. It's more guerrilla style. We tell you the day of when we're doing our next episode. So
yeah, we just, we do it all guerrilla style. We just do it kind of like, we do it all because we have fun. We don't do it because someone tells us to do it. And we enjoy kind of just telling stories. So we do it. We don't advertise. We don't tell people, just, if you want to listen, you can listen. If you want to hit the like button, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that. But just, if you want to share it, share it. If not, no big deal. We do it guerrilla style. That's how we do it. Thank you guys for listening and watching.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys. I love you.